Guys, today's video is going to be my relationships advice video, as you can see in the title. I have a lot of questions that you guys were asking me, so I'm basically going to set this up where you're going to be able to kind of know what I've been through as far as when it comes to relationships, and what advice I have for you guys, and then I will try to answer any questions that you guys specifically had, and basically my opinion regarding what you guys are going through, if that makes sense. So hopefully it all plays off pretty good, just because I didn't really do too much thinking for this video. I'm kind of just going with the flow of how I'm going to let this go in. So yeah, if you guys are interested, just go ahead and keep watching. So a lot of you guys obviously know I have a boyfriend. I've been with him for 2.5 years now, and we're going on 3 years, and it's been amazing. You guys know my relationship as far as what you guys see on Instagram. You guys know how lucky I was to be blessed with someone like him. He's great. He treats me amazing. He's a very good man. He's very hardworking. He is a very good man. So I'm very thankful for him. But prior to that, I was in a relationship for a very long time. And a lot of you guys don't know that, because you guys just see what I have now. I've only had my Instagram for about 3 years or so. So you guys only know that relationship, which is great. I don't think I would have ever wanted you guys to even see any previous relationship, just because of how it was. But I feel like I can relate so much to, how you guys feel when you guys tell me like, oh, I wish I could find somebody like that, or why can't I find a good guy? And it's like, I feel like we've all kind of been there. We've all had that relationship, and if you are still in that type of relationship, it's a very hard thing to get out of. I was in a relationship with someone who basically was very just me and him. Like, it was just me and him all the time, and he didn't like me having I didn't have a lot of friends. Like, I didn't have people around me. He didn't like me dressing a certain way. He wanted me to have this specific image. He would lie to me, and there was no respect. It was just a very disrespectful relationship. I depended a lot on him because I focused myself so much into that relationship. I was just very, it was not good. I definitely depended a lot. I based my life on needing him for everything, that I had nothing for myself. Basically had no real good job, and till I really started thinking like my life with him in the future. And I was thinking like marriage, it wasn't what I felt that I should be feeling. Like, I thought about it, and I thought about marriage, and I was like, is this really the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with? Like, is this it for me? Like, is this my life? Like, is this me? Like, is that all that there is left for me as far as, what I have? Like, am I going to be that person that is just at home and, listening to her husband? And, because he was very, very particular about what I did. He didn't like me going out with my friends. He didn't like me drinking. He hated the fact that if I ever wanted to even drink, he said it made me look a certain way. Like, he didn't like the smallest things. It was ridiculous, that I think. And I'm like, I was trying so hard to be this person that I wasn't, to please this other person, and I was just, it was ridiculous, until finally I was like, is this really the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with? And I realized it's not. Like, I'm only 20 years old. Like, why am I wasting so much time? I knew him since I was a little girl, since I was like 9 years old, and he was my only boyfriend I had ever had, like, serious. So he was all I knew, Until I turned 20, I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't even know like what life is. Like, I haven't even found myself, let alone, you know, how do I expect to be able to build that? So when we ended that relationship, I focused so much on myself. Like, I focused on myself, I focused on my future, I focused on you know, what I needed to do to better myself. I learned to care about myself, love myself. Like, as cheesy as that sounds, you need to do that. Like, you need to learn how to freaking like love yourself and just be like, I deserve the freaking world, okay? Like, as much as you don't want to make it sound like that, like, you deserve to be treated good, but just as you deserve to equally get what you're putting in as well, you know? And I, at that time, I started working, had my own job, like, really good, and I was happy with myself, I was content with myself, I was going out, I was being me, you know, and not anything bad. Like, I wasn't doing horrible things, like, I was just being myself. And that's when I met my boyfriend, who I've been with now. And at that point, we were talking for about, I want to say like 7 or 8 months. I knew him when I was with my ex-boyfriend. I knew him, but it was never nothing serious because he's always been younger than me. So it was always never nothing really serious. So when we started talking again, I gave myself that time, that year, to just heal and be like, okay, I'm ready to be in a relationship. Like, I'm ready to commit to somebody, and I'm ready to, you know, be with him. And he didn't want to know anything about my past. Like, he didn't want to know nothing. Like, I mean, he knows now, you know, because it slowly came out. But at the beginning of our relationship, he was like, I don't care about what you've been through. Well, not been through, that sounded bad, but I don't care what happened. Like, that's your past, and I don't care that you were with someone for so many years and that you blah blah blah. Like, he didn't care. He didn't even know his name for like 6 months into our relationship. Like, he didn't even care to know. He was irrelevant to him, and that's great. Like, that's amazing. Like, he knew what he had to know, and that was it. He didn't care to, he wasn't that person that was like, oh, well, you're probably still like in love with your ex-boyfriend, or you're still blah blah blah. No, like, we went in it like just me and you, and we're gonna make things work, and you're gonna accept me for me, and you're gonna love me for me, you know. And he did. Like, he knew everything that came. He knows that family is very important to me, and the relationship that I have with my sister, and the relationship that I have with, you know, friends that I have built now. And he said I would never get in the way of that. That's when I knew that he was going to be a very good guy, you know, because he didn't care. He just loved me for me. He didn't care about what came along. And people would tell him stuff like about who I used to date, and he didn't care. It didn't let him affect him. He didn't let it bother him. And things that I used to hear, you know, when I was back then, like, I used to hear like, you can't do that, or you can't do this, or why are you doing that, or that's dumb, or just things like that. And you know, my boyfriend, he was so supportive. Like, it motivated him, you know. Like, I was doing so good, and he was like, good job, babe, like, you got it. Like, you know, he likes that I am so independent, because I wasn't independent back then, you know. He loves the fact that I went in it so independent. Like, he knows that I don't rely on him for, you know, a lot of guys get intimidated by that. A lot of men get intimidated from a woman that doesn't need them in that way, you know. And my boyfriend, it encourages him, you know. He loves the fact that I'm not that girlfriend that's like, well, why are you doing that, or why are you doing this, or I need you to do this for me, or buy me this, or get me that. Or like, he loves the fact that I can get myself anything I want. I can take care of myself. I can, and that's what you need to get into that state. In relationships, a lot of women, they don't realize that we have that power to make that man be the man that we want them to be, because a man will only be what you allow them to be, if that makes sense. If this guy is lying to you, or cheating on you, or you know, doing things that you don't like, it's because you've allowed him to do it, because I'm pretty sure he did it and you forgave him. So if you're doing this, it's because you're letting him, you know, have that control, when you could easily put your foot down and be like, you know what, this is not happening, and I'm not going to take this because I deserve better than that. And it might take a while. It took me a very long time to get to that type of mentality, and I'm talking about a really long time. But I've grown up, you know, I've changed. The person that I was 3 years ago, it's not the person I am today, and I can guarantee you I am a completely different person with the way that I think, the way that everything, you know. I've grown up so much, and in relationships, people don't realize that we have that control, you know. Everything that this person is doing to you, it's because you're letting him think that it's okay. You know, I have friends who, you know, talk to me consistently about relationships regarding their boyfriends doing a certain thing, and it's like, you can give them advice. I can sit here and give you advice, but it's not going to matter until you yourself can finally move on from that. And one thing that I want to, you know, like enforce is that it will be okay. Like, I promise you it will be okay. A lot of people think that, you know, oh my god, I'm so in love, like I can never leave this person, or he's my everything, or like I dedicate so much time to him, like I don't want him to be with anybody else, I couldn't see him with anybody else, like he's my life. Like, oh my god, yes, we know how much you care, but nobody se muere del amor, okay? Nobody dies. Like, nobody just, unless you're like, you know, like if you really go and do something, you know, to hurt yourself or whatever the case may be, because there's people who do that, you know. But physically, like, your heart is aching, no, like, your heart will not stop for somebody, okay? Like, life will go on, and this is a time when you need to build yourself, because at this point you feel this way because you probably no longer have friends, you've pushed your family aside, or you dedicated so much time to him that you think that there's nobody else that's going to be able to make you feel this way, you know. You will make that okay. Like, it will take time, it will take a very long time. It took me almost a year to like really get over things, and I promise you will be fine. Trust me. Like, time heals everything. You will forget this person, and you will see this person and sometimes wonder, like, really, like, and I'm not just talking about looks wise, I'm talking about like personality and mentality and everything. Like, what the hell was I thinking? Like really, like, I sat there and put up with so much, and you're just like, for that, like, you had nothing to offer me, you know. And you will get to that point, like, you would get to that point in your life where you're just like, o sea, estaba bien mensa, you know. But it's good, you know. You have to go through things like this to make other things better, you know. You have to be able to grow and learn from it, because then you can give that much more to your new relationship, you know. Because I feel like mine and my boyfriend's relationship has been so good because I had that to follow on and show him that we don't have to be that, you know. We don't argue over stupid stuff. We don't like argue about who's calling, like jealousy, you know. Jealousy with girls is not a factor. Like, don't be insecure, you know. If he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat on you regardless, whether you're like on him or not. You being on your boyfriend and checking his phone and being, you know, insecure and like asking him about certain people, or checking his Instagram, his Facebook, his whatever, it's not gonna stop him from doing what he's doing. If he's gonna cheat on you, and if he doesn't care about you, he's gonna do these things whether you're on him or not. That's why you shouldn't stress your little mind off of dumb things like that, or trying to prevent something from happening, because it's not going to stop anything. You're going to have to just let it go, and if he's gonna cheat, he's gonna cheat, whether you do it or not, you know. It's something that definitely does happen often, whether we want to believe it or not, because men are gonna cheat, and you just have to be able to have that respect for someone, you know, where you give them that trust. And if he cheats on you once, I'm pretty sure he's going to cheat on you again, because you forgave him the first time. And that's when you start constantly, you know, getting all those you know, that change between this one person, because you've allowed him to do it one time. Girls are always complaining about them not finding that one person, but it's all a chain reaction, okay? We have the person who's cheating and the person they're cheating with. Half of the time, the person they're cheating with knows that this person has a girlfriend, and it's like, girls are complaining about guys not taking them serious, but you don't set your standards to anything. Like you're letting it be so easy for men to just do these things. Like, we're the ones who can stop that. We're the ones who can say, no, I am not going to let you do that because you have a girlfriend, or no, I'm not gonna let you disrespect me. Like, have that respect since the beginning and set those standards up high, like, until you find that man who's willing to reach you to the top. If a man is like, no, I'm not gonna, like, okay, I'm not gonna talk to you then because you don't want to freaking, like, give it to me, you know, fuck you then. Why are you even worried about that? Like, that's, you know how many men there's in this world? Like, somebody will be like, okay, like, but I don't know, like, viejas quieren estar bien calenturientas and do whatever they want to do, and like then expect men to just like respect them, you know? Like, you give it to them and then it's like, he doesn't respect me, or he stopped talking to me, or he left me, or like, you brought that onto yourself. I'm sorry, but you brought that onto yourself. Like, you made that happen. Like, that, ya no te puedo ayudar, you know, because if you're letting this man get it in super fast like that, then don't expect him to respect you, because he's not. Men talk. You know, men, they do. And then you're gonna be that one person that everybody's talking about, because, and it sucks, but it's life. Like, we have to realize it. We can't sit here and complain and be like, but why can guys go over there and, you know, be with a bunch of girls, and guys, you know, us girls, we have to be all like, look, it's life. That's how it's freaking society. That's how we are, and deal with it. You just have to learn the system. You have to learn that if you want that respect, you need to earn that respect. You know what I mean? And not all men are the same. I promise you. Not every single guy in this freaking world is going to be that ignorant person that's going to go and keep your man happy, and he will be happy, and he will treat you like royalty. He will treat you amazing. I promise you that. But you have to be that respectful person, because I promise you that if I would have been all around my town messing around with a bunch of guys, my boyfriend now, who's a good guy, wouldn't treat me the same way. Because it's, you know, like, it just doesn't happen that way. He is happy. Like, we always say, like, why can this person be, I want to be the person that you were when I first met you, you know? And it's like, you have to be that person too, you know? Like, families, a lot of times, I don't have children, so I can't really speak on behalf of this, but I do know from what I do see, like, when you get married and when you have children, your children are like your #1 priority, and that's perfectly fine. Like, that's great. You're an amazing mother. Like, your children are your everything, but don't forget about where you guys started as well, because a lot of times when you get married and you have kids, you kind of forget that, and you forget about that person that you were with, and you start to just, you know, depend so much time on your children. And it's like, you have to continue to build that thing with your husband, because you have your child, but you're, you know, a dad, like, they don't have that same, you know, like, specific bond that a mother has with their child. And a dad, you know, they're kind of like working and they're out and they're doing things, and you're so focused on your son or your daughter, and you forget about your guys' love, you know? And it's like, it sounds really cheesy, but you have to make things, you know, you have to keep the love there, you know? You have to, like, keep yourself, like, put yourself together, like, you know, look nice, look presentable, like, you know, make him always want you and remember why he fell in love with you. Like, it's hard work. Yeah, it's like, oh my god, well, he should love me for me. She should love me for who I am. Like, yeah, we get that. They should. Like, it's all good, but don't get comfortable. Like, don't get comfortable in your relationship, because that's when everything starts going downhill. Like, don't start getting comfortable. Just keep it alive. Like, do things. Keep it, you know, do things for him. Do nice things for him. And it's like, yeah, you're gonna find that one person that's not going to appreciate it, but then don't be with him. You know, you don't have to be with anybody. There's a gajillion people in this entire world who you can, you know, like, stop focusing on that one person that's not appreciating you for you. Like, let it, I don't even know how much more to, like, I wish I could get inside the camera and just be like, please, just leave this person. You will be okay. I promise you. Life. It's so complicated, right? But I'm gonna write a book. I'm gonna write a book about life. Hopefully. But it's not perfect, you know? Like, my life is not like 100% amazing. Like I am not the, you know, I'm happy, I'm content with where I am, and I know that I can leave. I'm strong enough. Like I feel like I'm strong enough to be by myself. You know, you came into this world alone, you are going to leave this world alone. Like don't wrap yourself up around a person that's like, don't do it, because at the end of the day you're gonna end up by yourself anyways, you know. Another piece of advice is aside from you know, setting your standards high, when you do talk to somebody and they ask you, so, you know, what do you like in a man? Most girls answer, oh, not much, just that he's nice, you know, and he treats me good. No, don't do that. Like, just tell him, like, you know what, I don't like guys who cheat. I don't like guys who go out and think that I'm not. Like, make sure that you are, like, that they believe this. Like, like when I go with my boyfriend, I was like, you know what, I go out, I have a very close relationship with my family, I'm always with them, like every Sunday. Family is very important to me. I'm not gonna take bullshit. Like, I've been through it before. I'm not gonna sit here and deal with it. So either you like that or you don't, you know what I mean? Like, are you gonna be here because my family and me, we're a package deal. Yeah, like, we're always gonna be together, and it comes with it. I don't want to be lied to, because I will catch you and I will leave you because I am not, you know. It sounds like I'm making it way sound worse. Like, I wasn't just like being like that, like, poor guy, you know. I wasn't being so, but I let him know, like, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I'm getting out of it. So are you joining me, or am I not that person for you? Because I'm pretty sure if he wanted something else, he can go find something that's gonna be like, okay, babe, like, whatever you say, you know. That's not gonna be me, and he knew that. And actually, he loves it. He loves the fact that I'm like that, and it works for us. You know, we're completely opposite. Me and him are the complete opposite. I am like very outspoken and very like, you know, feisty, I guess, and he's very like humble, and he's very like, okay, like, it's fine, you know, we're good. And you know, but when I piss him off, he's like, you know, he's like, you need to relax with your little attitude, you know. And he puts me in my place, you know. He's not gonna get taken advantage of. But definitely set your standards to where you want it. Tell him exactly what you need and what you want out of that. So now I have Millie XOXO. I think it's Millie. She's been on and off with her boyfriend for 3 years, so she give up. So first of all, I don't know the relationship. I don't know why you guys have been on and off. If you guys have been on and off because he's lying to you, or he's cheating on you, or something like that, I would let it go. There's no point. You are a beautiful girl, and you should not be setting yourself up for that, you know. Because if you guys are like this now, how do you expect it to work out when you guys are married and have children, and your children no tienen la culpa because you guys can't get along, you know? You need to find someone who you're completely compatible with, and who is going to accept you for how you are. And if he's lying to you, then you don't need somebody like that in your life. Simple as that. On and off relationships, I feel like if you're doubting him that much that you guys need to break up and go back together, and break up and go back together, you guys are confused, and you guys need to either break up and try to find something else, people that you guys are going to match with, but you guys need to let that go, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy for you guys. BNA Salazar asked long distance relationships. I am all up for long distance relationships. I think that they can work. I do feel like you can make something work, but it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be really hard. I lived in the Bay Area, and it's not far from where I live now. It's about an hour and a half. Well, I was in San Rafael, so it's a little bit further into the Bay Area, but I was about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes away from my boyfriend, and I was there for about 9 months, and it wasn't hard just because I would see him at least once a week, but I feel like you guys can, if you guys have that relationship where you trust him enough to know that you're everything to him, they will work. You guys just have to put in the effort. Like, you guys just really need to try to make things work for you. Vanessa underscore asked, having trust issues. Okay, so if you have trust issues, I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be mean because but if you have trust issues in this relationship, it's because you already gave him that power to have that over you, you know? If you're not trusting him because he's already done something in the past, you haven't forgave him. This is one thing that really bothers me about when you're in a relationship. If your man does something, okay, and you forgive him, okay, but forgive him. If you're really going to stay with him, forgive him. Don't call him, nagging at him, telling him why he hasn't called you, where he's at, what is he doing, because you know he's done that before. You already know his ways. You already know that he's doing that. Why did you forgive him in the first place if you were going to be crazy about that? You know what I mean? You have trust issues because he's done that to you. So leave him. Don't put up with it. You don't need to put up with that. Like, that first time, you just need to, it's only going to get harder. You just need to walk away when it happens the first time, because then you have these trust issues. But if you decide to make it work, because I'm sure that, I do believe that sometimes men, or even women, because I mean women cheat too, but you can become a better person and you can grow up from it, but you need to actually grow up from it. And if you're willing to forgive him for that, really forgive him and forget about it, and just, but if you can't, if you're not strong enough to forget about that, then leave him. There's no point of you being with him anymore, because you're never going to be okay. You're never going to trust him, and you're never going to be happy again with him. I'm sorry, you're not. Taddy underscore asked, in love but not physically attracted to them, what do I do? Well, love is not a physical attraction, you know, like that's definitely something that you feel inside. So if you love him enough, it's okay, because we're all gonna be ugly at one point in our lives. Like, I'm sorry, but we're gonna get old, and looks aren't everything. They're not. And as far as like physically attracted to him, I'm not sure why you're not physically attracted to him. Like, does he just not dress nice, or is he not cute to you, or whatever? Because if you really love him, that shouldn't matter. I don't think that you could just be in love with him and not physically, you know, because love is blind, you know. It will make you see the ugliest person the nicest way in the world. I mean, the nicest person in the world. So I think if you really do love him, you need to bypass all of that and just realize and remember that it's not everything. Like, it's really not. And at one point in your life, you're not gonna look the way you look, and if that personality is there, then you need to just kind of stick with it. Marisol underscore, there's a lot of underscores. She asked, how do you make a relationship work when you guys have busy schedules? I feel like when you have a busy schedule and you're a busy person, relationships, in my experience, I feel like they work better. Me and my boyfriend are busy Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, 9 to 6. He's like 7 to 11 midnight, 11 o'clock at night. You know, he's always busy. He's probably a little bit busier than I am, but then I'm busy because I'm with family and I do things and stuff. I think it works just because it makes you appreciate the time that you guys spend together. Me and my boyfriend spend pretty much every Sunday together, and it makes it to the point where I look forward to seeing him, and I remember, like, oh my god, I missed you so much, like, I just want to be with you. And it makes those moments definitely matter. You know, later on when you guys are married, it will definitely help you guys appreciate each other and learn each other, because when you guys are so busy, it's just, you just have to make that one time, even if it's once a week, just make that time, but it will make you appreciate it so much more. Next question is from Candy. Do you believe that people change? Do you believe in the phrase, once a cheater, always a cheater? Do you guys curse at each other? I do believe people change. I don't think people can change as much when it's with the same person, if that makes sense. Like if you're with someone and then they change and then they're with somebody else, I feel like they've learned and they will be that person with someone else because they don't want the same thing to happen with that other person. I feel like they don't really try to change as much when you're with them still because they know that they can get away with it, if that makes any sense. I really hope that I'm making sense because I know it sounds good up here, but I don't know if it's sounding good over there. Do I believe once a cheater, always a cheater? 99.9% of the time I do think that if they've lost that respect for you, they're going to do it again because once again, you've let it get away with it. I do think that people do change though, and I do think that I can't speak for everybody because I do think that people can, you know, try to make something better out of something that was bad. Do you guys curse at each other? No, me and my boyfriend do not curse at each other. Well, he doesn't. I'm always like, you're stupid. But aside from him being stupid, we don't say like, fuck you this, or what the fuck. Like, we don't cuss at each other like that because once you've lost that respect, there's no getting that back. Once he calls you names and once you call him names, you will never get that respect back. He will never respect you the same again. My next one is, how do you know if he is really in love with you? This is from _littlebear. How do you know if he's really in love with you? I used to wonder the exact same thing, and I promise it's because he will show you. I have that with my boyfriend where I trust him because he makes me feel that way. He makes me, like, when he talks to me and he tells me like, I love you, babe, like, I believe it because he has proven to me every single day of my life that he loves me and he cares about me and I am everything to him. Like, you just know, you know, like, you just know it. If you're doubting it, then you guys need to definitely work on that because you shouldn't doubt it. When you know. And I promise you know, like, when this person cares about you. Because sometimes just even the way he looks at me, I'm just like, why do you love me so much? I always tell him, why the fuck do you love me so much? But it's a beautiful thing. Love is a beautiful thing. I have Lonnie.December. What are signs your boyfriend is interested in another girl? Well, first of all, why the fuck is he looking at other girls, right? No, I'm kidding. I mean, it depends, you know, because it's hard for me to answer these questions because I don't know what you guys are really going through. You know, is he checking out other girls in front of you? Is he being disrespectful? Is he texting other girls? If he's, you know, if he's doing these things, then you just need to tell him what you want. You know, you need to, don't doubt it. Just tell him, like, I don't want you to treat me this way. And if he does it, then he doesn't respect you. And just, you know, walk away. You know, you just have to be open about it. Don't be scared to tell him these things or tell him how you feel. You just have to do it and get a reaction out of it, you know? And this will tell you whether you should stay in the relationship or not. How do you feel about girls texting your boyfriend? I don't think... Okay, so I'm not the person that's going to be like, why are you doing that? Who's that comment? Why that bitch put that freaking kissy face on your picture? No, that's not me. I'm not gonna worry about things like that, especially on Instagram. I'm not, that's whatever, you know? But if I was to see him texting a girl that I don't know, that he's never talked to me about, or that he has never mentioned to me, and they're texting a lot, then that would alert me. Like, that would make me be like, well, who is this person and why have I not met her, or why do I not know her, or whatever the case may be. If your boyfriend thinks you don't have anything to worry about, he will be very open about this person. If he is hiding her from you or hiding text messages from you, then it's more than that. You just have to, like, men are scared of girls. Like, men lie to us because we can't handle the truth. You know, men will lie to us because we have kind of trained men to lie to us, because if we ask them, how do I look, we expect them to say that we look beautiful. Because he tells us he doesn't like that shirt, I will be pissed off because he better tell me that I like that shirt. We have trained men to lie to us, which is why they lie. So you have to basically let him be open with you and take the negativity and just take it. If you don't take it, then he's gonna lie to you. If he's open about it, you know, my boyfriend, he doesn't, not that I know of, you know what I mean, but that's something not that I know of, but he doesn't text girls like that. He has friends that are girls that were in his life prior to me, that he has had friendships with before me, so I don't think it's my place. Like, yeah, I'm his girlfriend, but I would never be like, I don't want you talking to this girl. I mean, unless they had like some type of history together, then that would be different. You just have to trust him, you know? Like I said, I would tell my boyfriend, like, I tell him all the time, if you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it, whether I find it, whether I or not. Just know that if I do find out, we're not gonna be together. And if you're willing to risk our relationship for that, then I don't deserve that, you know? And it's gonna hurt. I'm probably gonna be upset and I'm gonna be hurt and I'm gonna be like, why did you do this to me? Like, am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? You know? But then I'm gonna snap back into reality and be like, I'm fucking bomb and I will find me somebody. Moral to the story is, let it go. And don't care if they're texting because he has to respect you enough. So I feel like this video is going to be super long. I'm gonna try to edit it as much as I can, but I hope I was able to answer the most questions as I can and gave you guys kind of an input of how I feel about relationships and what to do different. If you guys have any other questions, just comment below and I will try to do a part 2 if I have to, just because this one was really long and I don't want to bore you guys. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, just leave them in the box below. And thank you guys all so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys, and just remember that we have the power to make this man love us and appreciate us and stay with us forever, and we hold that special key. Okay? Thank you guys all so much for watching. Bye.